Hello everyone, I am Deepal Shah and so happy to be here with you today. I help people all around the world heal from pain and find their purpose and joy in life. I am the founder and the host of the Global Gathering, and you may have heard me on many telesummits. And today I want to bring to you this topic of reflection of life and moving forward. So many people are telling me that they're stuck. They're feeling stuck. They keep trying to move forward, but nothing is working. It's like you move forward, you take 10 steps back, whether it's in your career, in relationships, with family, friends, your spiritual growth. Many people are trying very hard, especially in their career path and finances, especially because now COVID, ever since that came along in 2020, a lot of people are trying to move forward financially, mentally, physically, in every aspect. For some people, it's been a great thing, and for others, it has been very detrimental for them and their families. But I want to share with you today and dive right into how you can move forward, but let me tell you what's keeping you from moving forward first. The most common reason why you can't move forward is habit. We create so many habits. We are programmed by habits. We don't even know that we have a habit. For example, the way you brush your teeth. Is it the same every morning? Same hand, same technique? Same place that you start? Maybe you start on the left, maybe you start on the right. Do you have a routine? What if you changed that up? Wow, that would break something. A lot of people feel that way, especially when it comes to reacting to things. Have you ever had somebody that pushed your buttons and you react, you lash out in anger, frustration, or you walk away feeling completely crappy? These are just habits because you continue to do the same thing again and again. But what if you were to change your habits? If you can change your habits, even the simplest things like brushing your teeth, taking a shower, whatever it may be, if you change a habit, imagine what that does. It kind of breaks up that programming. It breaks up this bubble. Because when you have a habit, you are not conscious. You're working from a subconscious programming that, oh, this is what I need to do. This is what comes next. How can you become more conscious of what you're doing? It's by not having habits. And whether these habits are emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, you can work in all aspects of habits. I hear from my clients that they have habits of overeating or eating certain foods. I guess we could call them addictions. But it becomes a habit. You try it once, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna have a little bit of chocolate. And then you'll notice that every night you're having chocolate and it becomes a habit. And so we have to break out of these, because even when you're watching TV, you'll start reaching for the chocolate or the chips because it's a habit, even if you're not hungry. I've done that. I've done that in the past, so I know and I understand. It's that mind playing games with you, saying this is what I've done in the past. And we as humans create habits very easily. You do it once and it is over. I've seen it in people who smoke, those who take certain drugs, alcohol. I'll hear from people all the time about trying to give up meat and they just can't because it's a habit. It's this compulsive behavior. But if we were to think more consciously about what are we doing? How can we get a control of our mind? Then we can change so many aspects of our life and move forward. So if you're looking for that movement to move forward, let me share with you what you can do so that you can move forward in your life. You can find that momentum that you're looking for. That's what people want. That's what you might be wanting, some momentum. I want you to first see what needs to change in your life. When you can see and reflect on what needs to change rather than just saying, okay, I'll get to it later, I'll get to it later, you'll see that there's many things that you do need to change. Maybe it's your thoughts. It's probably the first place that you need to start. Maybe you need to start delegating more so you don't become overwhelmed. Maybe you need to start creating boundaries more often so people don't step all over you. You have to figure out what needs to change to get where you want to be. And this applies in every aspect of your life. Maybe it's getting in touch with certain people so that you can have a career shift. Maybe you're trying to find a new home and sell your old one. What steps do you need to take? If there's lack of motivation, recognize that lack of motivation or procrastination. Those are the two most common reasons why we don't sit there and try to figure out what needs to change, because it takes time. And nobody wants to feel like they're not motivated or they're procrastinating, do they? But if you are, then this needs to shift. So first, recognize that something does need to shift. And what is that? What are the changes that you want to make? Number 2, when you recognize that you're doing something and you're not even thinking about it, for example, when you're driving, how often do you think about it? And you only recognize it if you get into an accident or go through a red light or almost get hit by somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, thank God. Right? So is there a habit there? Recognize your habits of where you're falling asleep. And that's how I see the subconscious as you're asleep. I want you to wake up and do something, react differently, take different actions, take a different road to work. Do some things that keep the mind going, because the mind will create that habit very easily for you. So you need to keep it going, keep it thinking, keep it exercising at times. And that's how you'll become more and more conscious each day. Because when you can recognize your habits, that, oh, that's a habit, I'm going to do something a little different today. And see how that feels. Because I guarantee you that'll feel differently too when you make that shift. Here's another great thing that I want you to do. It's last but not least, of course. And that is to talk to your future self. You can either write it down and talk to your future self, or you could just talk to your future self. And this is a fun exercise, because talking to your future self is like talking to your inner child. You know how you go backwards and talk to that child that was depressed, anxious, scared, insecure? Well, we're talking to the future self now, the one that you would like to see and be, and telling them how wonderful they are and how great of an accomplishment they have made, and where they need to go and what their goals should be. Just imagine connecting with that future self and just being in that energy, because your thoughts create your reality in every form. And I've experienced that myself each and every moment of my life. So I can attest to the fact that thoughts create reality. And so these are the 3 things that you can do to move forward and break any resistance to moving forward. And I hope this helps you. Please leave your comments. If you are watching me on YouTube, please do subscribe and like. And if you are listening to my podcast, you can download this episode and share it out with all your friends and family and help them move forward too. Because moving forward for a lot of people is not easy. And I want to help you make this process an easy process. That's my purpose, is to help you make your life easy with the tools and techniques that I can share with you. So thank you so much for being here. Lots of love and light. Namaste.